My dandavat to all of the devotees. Is this working?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. So
Getting the thumbs up, yes.
Okay. I shall begin on this beautiful topic. First of all, so happy to be with Maharaj and Manindra Mohan Prabhu here in Vilagovinda. And I see so many other devotees from everywhere. Very good sign. As Brajasundari was mentioning, we could be doing anything, but we are choosing to do this. So this is such a remarkable topic, and so it makes me think of many beautiful things. The quality and the times when Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj would speak about quality over quantity in many areas, like when he's asked about chanting japa, or when he's asked about the time that we spend, or like do we need to live only in an ashram? So I picked out a few topics that enliven me very much on this, but it's unlimited. So it's a very favorite topic, a very good point that our gurus make. But for example, one from Affectionate Guidance in the 8th chapter, Srila Gurudev is pointing out, Srila Guru Maharaj said, we need quality and not quantity. You will see very few brahmacharis in Guru Maharaj's mat. They are coming and staying a few years maybe, but eventually they cannot remain. It is ultimately all depending on the mood of devotion or mood of emotion. If one is living in the mat only emotionally, never going to the deeper level, but only floating on the surface, then he will not get the proper result. And one grihasta can do 100 times more service to Krishna through his genuine mood of devotion. But if one is living in the mat and doing 24 hours per day sincere service, then one must get the proper result. The substance is necessary, and that is devotion. How is technology working now? Okay. So we want for our practices to have the kind of quality that attracts Krishna. And our gurus are always letting us know about this. In Divine Guidance, there's a section, there are letters from Srila Gurudev, and he presents it in this way. Nam Sankirtan is direct service to Harinam. If it is perfectly done without offense, you know the shloka, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavad Krayam Indriya Sevan Mukhehi Jivado Swayam Evas Paracharaha. Sri Harinam will reveal himself through service to the Vaishnavas, and Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur gave more importance to such service to Guru Vaishnava. By his instruction to chant a minimum of 4 rounds, it is indicated that as much as possible by the servitors, they are to chant unlimitedly. And everywhere, Srila Guru Maharaj said, we need quality, not quantity. Also in Srila Saraswati Thakur's Patravali, letters of Srila Saraswati Thakur, we can see in his letter to Srila Guru Maharaj that he gave more importance to the service of Sri Guru Vaishnava, and that through such service they achieve the qualification of quality in their chanting. But if anyone can increase the quantity while keeping the quality, that is very, very good. So there are so many times when we're guided, and the emphasis on quality is very important. And quantity can follow later. Living inside the ashram or inside the mat, that can not necessarily going to bring the best quality, but this emphasis on service to the Vaishnavas, that coming even from Srila Saraswati Thakur. Now, how are we doing on technology? Am I audible? Okay. And I was also reminded in this research, I'm so fortunate when I get to do some research. Am I frozen?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
You go on, you go on.
Okie dokie.
You're the only one. You just keep on going.
Alrighty. The water is an ingredient of quality, and this is also something that we learn from day one from Srila Gurudev, who expounded on humility and tolerance and giving honor without expecting honor so much that he wants it to be completely ingrained in our day-to-day activities and in our consciousness. And so this is, when it comes to quality, this is what he's mostly emphasizing. In Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, Volume 1, Chapter 8, which is called The Brightest Sun, I found Guru Maharaj is quoting Skanda Purana, "For those who have stumbled and fallen upon the ground, that very ground is the only support by which they can rise once again. Likewise, for those who have offended you, O Lord, you alone are their only refuge." So this, both of these two halves of the same sentence are very encouraging to us to consider humility, because what if we realize that we're totally on the ground, but how are we going to get up? How are we going to do anything? And it's the ground itself that we will stand upon to again rise. So our position is not high. And also, if we have committed some offense, even a great offense, who is going to get us out of that? But the Vaishnavas and the Guru and the Lord, whom we may be committing offenses to, are the very source of our relief from this very bad situation. So then Srila Guru Maharaj is also pointing out, in the beginning when a child tries to walk, he falls down, but he gets up and tries again. In this way, we must proceed, but we must not stoop to deceive ourselves. That is Maya, deception. To deceive our own self and others is only to live in the world of deception. Such persons are deceiving themselves and the environment also. So not in the name of trying to be doing a lot of service or thinking that we are doing a lot of service or have devotion or any of these things which we so much aspire for, we still should not be deceiving ourselves. And he also continues, those who can conquer their partiality and prejudices can stand amongst the most qualified. The eye to detect our disqualification is our real wealth. And we are given the eye to see by the grace of our Gurudev. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Charksun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I worship my Guru, who has opened my eyes that were blinded with the darkness of ignorance, by adorning them with the collyrium, which is eyewash of knowledge. Most important is the eye to see what is good, what is bad, and then to accept and reject. First, the eye is necessary. Then there is justice. And above that, there is mercy. Justice is the standard, but above that, we can conceive that there is also a land of mercy, compassion, grace. With our faith and earnestness, we can aspire after that mercy. If we increase the quality of our negativity or the feeling that we are so mean, the positive will automatically be attracted. Try to increase the power of your position as a negative unit. Trina arupi sunichena, by feeling oneself lower than the grass. Dainyam, humility. Atmani vedanam, surrender. Hankering and surrender is our wealth. We are the Shakti, the potency, and potency refers to the negative unit of the positive, the potent. Increase your negative side, your hankering. The positive will be automatically attracted to you. And finally, he brings this out. In the impartial judgment, Tatasta Vichar, we must find that the more humility, dainyam, we possess, the more devotion and intimacy we possess. Health depends on hunger. The more one feels hunger, the better his health may be. That is real, natural hunger. It is something like this. And humility is to feel, I am the lowest. So in this comparison, the more one has realized the infinite, the more he thinks, I am the lowest. So all of these statements are tying it all together, that we should feel humble. We should understand our very negative position, and that can be enhanced. And at the same time, we're not deceiving ourselves. We're not trying to pretend that we feel this way. But by the association of the Vaishnavas and by hearing their example, then this can begin to help improve the quality of our practicing life.
Jan, so now you probably need to turn off your microphone. Yes? Confirm when it's off.
I am looking, here it is, audio.
Okay, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. We just want to make sure that I'm on English. All right. So we're giving it another shot from my internet, my lowly internet. But the quality of our practice, I think that's the thing that we try to attend to every day. And with the end of the new year coming and the beginning of next year, then we know that Srila Gurudev gave some encouragement that we should always try to, at least at the end of the year, do our spiritual accounting. And so we can be prepared for that. At least on the negative side, we probably have a long list to write down to get our spiritual accounting book honestly in shape. We might have only a short few in the positive side. However, we want to start the new year with a clean slate. So we need to chant Harinam Sankirtan as much as possible. And you'll be doing that around the world. We'll be doing that around Lecco, because we'll be back for the New Year's Eve or the New Year's Day, or both, I'm not sure. But we went yesterday on Harinam Sankirtan, and that my throat's still a little hoarse, H-O-A-R-S-E for the translators. Okay, throat a little hoarse. But I was truly surprised how many people were in Lecco, and it was packed basically, and the people trying to have fun in the cold and just walking around. I don't know what was funny, what was fun. Anyway, some people thought we were funny. We were there, and we were doing Harinam Sankirtan, and really always a sweet response. And so many people, it was packed. So if it's packed as much as that on like 2 days after Christmas or something, 3 days after Christmas, then we're expecting New Year's Eve to be more packed. Anyway, the main thing is that we can share the holy name around. But the Maha Prayaschita, as we found in the Sri Hari Vasari Hari verse, song rather, which is sung on Ekadashi, which here is tomorrow, by the way, then we see that, okay, if we really want to start the new year with a clean slate, as it were, we've got to be more and more intense with the quality of our Harinam and Sankirtan. So anyhow, we are here with lots of qualified devotees. And Gurudev often would say, you are all qualified. So if Gurudev says that, well, I definitely have to say that. So we're here with lots of qualified devotees. And we've got the London mat, which is full of qualified devotees. And we've got Keshwanandru there. I have to actually pin it on here to see exactly who's here. Keshwananda Prabhu, Abhinavasunda, Kelly Kadamba, Rasmoy Pandita, and there's probably some hidden souls hiding out of the camera, because there always are. The law of the Vaishnava, the Vaishnava camera gatherings. But let us pass the microphone over to London. They are truly doing their best to have the temple run as Gurudev and Guru Maharaj gave the example in Navadip, and as they would expect that the ashram will run. And of course, we've got the example of the devotees here in Vila Govinda who are doing just that with that same intention. And so side by side, the service is going on along the same tracks. The tracks all lead, every road leads to Rome. Every road leads to Goloka Vrindavan when it's the right way. Yes, Devananda Prabhu, I can see your right arm and your knee. So we know, is that Devananda with right arm and knee? No. Tulsi Devi. I'm not sure what's in the corner. Okay, anyway. Please, now we're down to Keshwananda Prabhu, Abhinavasunda, and Kelly Kadamba. Oh, okay. Hiding quietly. Okay, I got it.
Yes. Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna to Atuti, all the devotees. Wonderful to hear about the Harinam Sankirtan in Lecco, and it was so crowded. And we were in downtown London the other day, also very crowded and a little windswept, and but very wonderful. And we'll also go again on New Year's Eve, I think, but not so late, but later in the afternoon, early evening time we will go. And the thing that popped in my head, which we have to beware of, when our wonderful Kumkum Didi was talking and pulling so jewels from various places, how wonderful that she can do that. And talking about humility and the lowest of the low, then we know that we've heard from Gurudev and Guru Maharaj that, feeling the absence of Krishna consciousness is also a blessing and a substantial thing, because if we didn't have the blessing to recognize that, then we wouldn't recognize it, and we would just go on, but I know, perhaps myself and others, that what passes for humility can sometimes lead us to think, oh, I am so terrible, I can't go to the temple, I'm too dirty to be with the devotees, these kind of thoughts. But that's not a healthy thing. That's not the answer. If we're feeling those kind of feelings, then it's even more necessary to have good association and have kirtan and take prasadam with the devotees and stand before the Lord and let him see us and our sorry state, and he will be merciful to us. We have to come before him. We have to come before the Vaishnavas as we can. So I think it's important. We're not talking about low self-esteem or anything like that. We're just seeing ourselves honestly, and we're all in the same boat. You know, we are the fallen section, and therefore we've come under the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. We may not be so fortunate as to actually get kicked by him and have him curse our children to die. Only Shivananda Sain received this kind of mercy and was very happy about it. And, Hare Krishna. But still, we are under his merciful glance. So we're not, our masters are not surprised. The Lord is not surprised by the state of our heart and the state of our, you know, who we are. We have to allow them to work on us. We have to allow their grace and mercy to manifest in our lives. And that means the things that we hear every day. We have to have good association. We have to be with our friends. And friends means the devotees as real friends. And we have to try to chant our rounds. And we know that what I'm vibrating is not the pure name. Understand, but what we're hearing, we heard today in Search for Shri Krishna, our favorite book at the moment, a chapter of the holy name, and Guru Maharaj talking so personally and sweetly that of the name being pleased or the name being displeased, and then saying, and the name is our friend. It's affectionate dealings from the top to the bottom, all affectionate dealings. And, you know, we're trying to go into the environment and to recruit. We're trying to bring the lost family members home again. But still we're kind of a small temple but the upside of that is that everyone who comes slowly, and those that are here is very intimate and family feeling. It's very sweet and wonderful that we have that family feeling. And I know when I've heard from our senior devotees, the disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and those who came early on when Srila Prabhupada was just beginning his mission, they all say exactly the same thing. It was very much a family affair. It was family dealings. So we're very fortunate to have that. So we mustn't, you know, we don't want to cut ourselves off from that grace in the name of humility and OM for it. Was just, anyway, it was just something that occurred to me when Kumkum Didi was reading those wonderful passages from different jewel-like scriptures from our masters. Anybody else would like to say a few words?
Actually, Seva Rupa Devi, she's sent a link, and it is to an article with exactly. Can you hear? No.
Yes, no, I'm sorry. Yes, I can. Just scratching my. Yes.
Oh, you're scratching your ear. Okay, I'll scratch. She sent a link, and it's entitled "The Quality of Our Practice." It's a short article. It's probably like 4 minutes or something. But I read it, and really, I'm gripped. I've read it before. Maybe all of you read it before, but it's a reminder about the quality of our practice. And this is from the lotus mouth of our wonderful Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. So I'll just read his words happily. If we have no hankering, no sincerity, no chastity, no humility, and no tolerance, oh dear, and do not give honor to others, how will we maintain our spiritual life? Everywhere we are initiated with the mantra. All over the world, we are practicing Krishna consciousness, and happily we are enjoying everything. But we must follow properly. Both those who do not know anything and those who know something after hearing about it think, I am a master. This is the difficulty everywhere. Actually, newcomers are not getting proper nourishment, and older devotees cannot practice properly. In this way, we are not in heaven and not on the earth. We are in a middle position. We are not going up and not going down. We are floating in the middle. This is our situation. So, I mean, take this seriously. This is Srila Gurudev expressing is for us. So Srila Gurudev is saying, our lifetime has almost passed. And even if we get another lifetime of 100 years or more, that is nothing. And then he quotes a line from the Bhava Bhuti. Anyway, I'll save you my reading the Sanskrit, but it means, quote, the world is so big and time is infinite. That's what the expression is. Then Srila Guru is saying, there is no end, and day by day everything is passing away. What are we doing? Actually, we have given our lives to the practice of Krishna consciousness, but that must be properly adjusted with our environment, situation, association, and so on. Proper adjustment is necessary. It is good to give others enthusiasm to practice hearing, chanting, remembering, and so on. And then Srila Gurudev quotes the famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam, etc. and etc. Okay, Archanam Vandanam Dasam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. You all know it off by heart. But the quote of the two verses is hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, considering oneself a servant, considering oneself a friend, and surrendering the self. If devotion consisting of these 9 practices is first offered to the Supreme Lord and then directly performed, I consider that the greatest learning. So this was from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, it was 4 minutes long, but I still have 3 minutes to go. Sorry about that. There are 9, this is Gurudev, there are 9 primary activities in our practicing life. We are engaging in them, but we are not giving importance to humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. If we are not humble, are not tolerant, and do not give honor to others, then we will be the loser. Everyone is not highly qualified in Krishna consciousness. They are simply engaging themselves in service. It is very good, but side by side there is a gradation. 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and so on. If practice is not proper, then clashes will come. Srila Guru Maharaj said, there is no question of seniority. Guru is saying, we heard this statement on one of his tapes. Someone asked Guru Maharaj a question about someone else, thinking, I am senior to him. But Guru Maharaj answered, there is no question of seniority here. It is necessary to know only where his mood of service is established. So, senior devotees must consider their own position and think, how will I develop more in spiritual life? It is necessary to make development. We are engaged, no doubt. But if there is no development and day by day we lose the mood of devotion, then that is not good for us. Experience helps us. But if ego comes to us, then we will lose our main position. Our senior devotees are experienced. They have some adhika, position and quality. But that must be used properly, with humility and tolerance. Then everything will be perfect. We are very polluted, and we forget that. Junior devotees do not have much experience. They need affection and love, but they do not always understand that. Still, we should not forget it. We should treat juniors like affectionate sons and daughters, or brothers and sisters. Then the mission will be very happy. We must consider the theory and follow the rules and directives Sriman Mahaprabhu mercifully gave us. If devotees do not develop the necessary qualities and qualifications, then how will they chant Hare Krishna properly? Chinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadina kirtanya sada Hare. It does have the translation here. Should I read it for you? The Lord's name is to be chanted constantly with more humility than a blade of grass, tolerance like that of a tree, respect for everyone, and without desire for respect from anyone. Translation like that given here. Then Srila Gurudev's last three sentences. Actually, with the association of the devotees, I am completely happy. But when news of anything wrong comes to me, then I am very sad to hear it. It is my prayer to you all. Properly follow Sriman Mahaprabhu's directives and happily chant Hare Krishna. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakhak Sri Radhe Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. That's Gurudev saying those things. And I'll say, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Very strong, very clear, very pure, very, very
Chamatkar.
chamatkara. Okay, we'll go for it. Yes. Gurudev always so clear, strong, everything. In his, you can say, casual speaking also. Yes, maybe I interrupted you in London, I'm not sure, but when I had that in front of me, I just, oh, we've got here Gurudev on this very subject, very title. Gurudev knew the title of today's Monday.
And Seva Rupa Didi heard him and posted for us. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Was Rasamai Pandita going to share something just now?
I just had a little thought when I was hearing Kum Didi read that beautiful excerpt. It's funny because she answered a question I had a few days ago. I was wondering, as you know, at the end of the year, it's always, like you said, Maharaj, we're encouraged to take stock and see, you know, how, you know, what Srila Gurudev says in Revealed Truth, like the Saltamami, you know, taking account of one's spiritual life, where one, the many places one falls short, and then things that are going in the right direction. And then I was thinking, but I can't see myself it's so difficult actually to get a clear idea of really one situation, without mercy. And then she's reading just now that it is by the grace of Guru that we can become aware of these things. And she was reading, the eye to see our disqualification is our real wealth. And that is by Guru's grace. And so that connection, with the Guru and the Vaishnavas is everything. That's through them we can really understand things more properly. We come closer to a proper understanding of where we're at and how we should proceed. And this matches very much the theme of humility. Without feeling destitute and desperate and fallen, how are we going to consult Guru and the Vaishnava? So very great answer that came.
Jai. And the Lord does that. He answers our questions in various ways. And here we have Munindra Mohan Prabhu and somebody else. Oh yes, Madhusudan Prabhu behind him, looking very small on my screen. But please, oh yes, so I'll move we have a different way of having the internet today. So here we are. Munindra Mohan Prabhu, you all know him. Dear ones, you all know him.
I don't know why Maharaj wanted me to speak in this August assembly. People are so qualified. And really the point has been brought already very complete. And this theme of humility is again and again coming up because we belong all to the same school and we know our Gurudev, how much stress this topic of being humble and tolerant. And recently also asked a little question to Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, what is the symptom of being a good consciousness? And he said, when you are humble, then you know you are in a good consciousness state. And it's all very true. And really, I also think is the central point in my spiritual life now, to pay attention to this humility and tolerance is the main quality necessary to develop. And when I think about quality, also I always think about our Goswami, the six Goswami, and their style, their beautiful heart, their noble heart, and completely absence of any enviousness, so detached and so full of knowledge, but knowledge is not their main attention, really. Is the spontaneous love for Krishna and Mahaprabhu they show. So when I think about quality, those samples are really my reference. And how much humble was Sanatana Goswami? Even Mahaprabhu told him, don't be so humble. Has to say to Sanatana Goswami, don't be so humble. And even Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, how beautiful personality, how attitude, when he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, the introductory part and the final part also is full of his heart, unique quality of his heart, and how much humility and how much care for the services to do for the world, for all the Jiva, try to report Mahaprabhu life and precept. And maybe we are starting it again, maybe for the 20 or 30 times. I don't know, I lost the count. Chaitanya Charitamrita again, we are starting now. And really is the best book ever written. And Srila is one of the best you can ever meet. And we have the privilege to have exposed to so concentrated quality in person, like the Goswamis and also the present Vaishnavas, our Guru Varga, and we are actually surrounded by good quality people, super excellent good quality. So no problem for us being good association.
Bellissima.
We're also happy just to see your face, Marindra. I was thinking that today. I was thinking, how do I increase my spiritual life, the quality of my spiritual power? I just need to see Munindra Mohan's face, and then
And what about
what I want to progress.
what about this face?
Jai.
Okay.
And from Munindra Mohan's face, we get Madhura Nanda.
Yes, just speak to us.
Oh, suffering to the devotees. And Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyway, it's a serious subject, this quality of our practice. And it really is the theme of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. And we must do our best, what can I say? And it was so good to see all the devotees, by the way. We were going through just now the name, just running through the names. Some of you have your cameras on, some not. But all of you, like so much, we appreciate being with you. It's like being with VIPs, really, because devotees are so rare in this world. And now we're seeing you. Oh, yes, more of you turning on your cameras so we can see you also. But we're seeing your names. And by the way, Chaitanya Charitamrita here in Vila Govinda, we just finished, and then naturally we just started it again. And so what Munindra Mohan Prabhu was also referring to, I mean, really intense humility, the completing part, his like summing up his last parts, his last section in Chaitanya Charitamrita, his last words. And then now we've come to start at the beginning again. And the beginning is just so pure and sweet and wonderful. So very freshly with us, like Keshavan was saying about Search for Sri Krishna is the best book ever because they're reading it now. But also Chaitanya Charitamrita, well, it's always the best book ever because all of us are always reading it now. But what a way to end Chaitanya Charitamrita, what a way to begin Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then everything between those two ends, those two amazing, the beginning and end, what is in there is a flow of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is the whole like stories, the whole activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Amrita in nectarian pastimes, nectarian activities of the Lord. Hare Krishna, life and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Maharaj,
Yes.
I did find one more very short.
Okay, so are you may turn on your microphone, but you have to turn on your loudspeaker too.
Okay. Okay. Good now? So just one more very short prayer that I thought was very applicable for this, and I was especially wanting to share it after hearing you read the article by Srila Gurudev and pointing us, right setting us, as they say. And this is actually one of the verses on the wall of Srila Gurudev's Samadhi Mandir in Navadvip Dham. And it says it's on the right wall and it's labeled 8.5. Srila Das Goswami Pad gave this prayer. I'll just read the English.
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Hmm?
That would be Raghunath Das Goswami, presumably. Yeah.
Okay. And his prayer is, I was unwilling to drink the nectar of devotional service, possessed of renunciation, but Sanatana Goswami, out of his causeless mercy, made me drink it, even though I was otherwise unable to do so. Therefore, he is an ocean of mercy. He is very compassionate to fallen souls like me, and thus it is my duty to offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. So, considering the extreme compassion of the Vaishnavas to all of us, it's giving us hope.
And that's also intense. That they can't hear me, they can only hear you.
Now shall we switch back our sound?
I'm not sure. You have to turn off your microphone and your loudspeaker. Just tell me when you've done
Okay.
I think so.
Any question from anybody to anybody? And recently we were singing the Navadip Dham Mahatmya. And then as we're singing before we're singing, we're saying, take note of what we're singing with every verse, because we're not giving translation. And then afterwards, each devotee will ask each other questions. And actually it was good, because we did like re-solidify some of the things that are there in the Navadip Dham Mahatmya. But that anybody can ask somebody else a question, this is good. So would anyone like to ask anyone a question? You can open your microphone. Venu Gita Devidasi, I'm going to ask you a question. You're traveling in the car and you look very cold. Oh, you're driving. Okay, you drive carefully. Yeah. Okay, good to see you, and we're very happy to see you regularly in the Zooms, Venu Gita. Please drive carefully. I know it's winter and I know it's snow. It was snow there yesterday. I expect it's snow today in Latvia. Hare Krishna. Any question from anyone?
I'll ask Sevarupa Didi a question.
Yes, please do ask Sevarupa a question.
Ask your some thoughts on your New Year's resolution.
Hey, Dandavat Pranams, Gurudev, and all the wonderful devotees. Well, I was just saying to my mom today that I would love to not assume in the new year, because I do find that I do have that problem. So my New Year's resolution is to try my best not to make assumptions and to be in the moment and be Krishna conscious. More 25 hours a day. Yes. So
Right.
following in the footsteps of the devotees. And I'd like to ask a question. If I just like to ask for the mercy of the devotees and Gurudev. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a question. That was a request.
Yeah.
We had Sagarupa's sister here in London the other day. She came and distributed prasada with us, did some sankirtan at some sheltered homes. It was very sweet.
She was very happy and enthusiastic.
Yeah. Just giving us enthusiasm.
Yes, she visited on Saturday and then she says, I hope to come back really soon. And then she was back on the Monday. Something like this.
That's because of the devotees' hearts. Thank you.
All right, dear ones, I really do have to extend my appreciation to our translators. Only now I saw the chat and we didn't view the article that I read. Anyhow, I'm sure you did a wonderful service to translate that, as well as all of the other things. I believe Kumkum did send you the things that she was quoting from, the sections, the jewels she was quoting. So anyway, Chaitanya Devi Rasi and Hari Gopal Prabhu, we appreciate very much this simultaneous translation seva, and to see so many devotees who are Portuguese speaking coming from Brazil and who are Russian speaking, so many from different places. And so this is all appreciated. And we are all here to serve, and our service is to bring the message and heart of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada to whoever wishes to receive it, whoever wishes to hear. Whatever we know, and we don't know everything, as Srila Gurudev very much pointed out, we are all junior, we are all knowing some part, but we know there's an infinite world of beauty, sweetness, charm, love, harmony, all these things. And they want us, our gurus want us to go there. They are wonderful, and we are pointing to them, trying to share what we know of their. So, the quality of our practice, may we all try on. And so we wish you all a successful, savorful, harmonious, loving, beautiful 2026.
Jai.
Jai Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. And Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guruvanga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the honorable devotees, that means every one of you, all of you present Ki Jai, and in the recorded version Ki Jai, and all the devotees, honorable devotees everywhere, all over the world Ki Jai. And Jai Paprika Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundarju Ki. Oh, Jai Navadi, but here, I don't know if you've seen properly. Yes. Jai Saparika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhavika Gopinath and Giriraj Balagopal Ju here in Italy, Ki Jai.
Jai.
And in London, they've still got their microphone on. They can also say Jai Saparika Shishi Guru Gauranga Sunda Giriraj Madha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai.
Jai.
And in the various temples around the world, may you chant the glories of of the Lord. And is Brajasundari home already? Brajasundari has already reached to Lecco, to where they're staying. Oh, fast driving. Okay, good news. And from all of us here, come Devidasi. He drive from all of us here to all of you there, and to each other, our humble obeisances. Ban Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So have a wonderful 2026. Miss a tick, don't miss a heartbeat. Chant and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Nitai Goreng.